Hello, everyone. Good evening again. It's Tuesday evening, time for our conversation. I'm a little late, just working from work. Um, had a long meeting at the end of the day, but I'm here. Again, this is a volunteer work. The goal here is provide information to you, you provide information to me. So we're here joining together to educate one another, to understand where we are in this moment in time in respect to the world at large and our in the motherland, maybe Liberia, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, South Africa, in a part of the South, anywhere in the Sahel, or in the tropical rainforest, or in the savannah for that matter. All of that and more. But this afternoon or this evening, I would like to talk about Liberia face to face with other Liberians. Okay. It's supposed to be with other Liberians. So we can fix that really quickly. I had it that way earlier, and I believe I changed that. Uh, and other Liberians need to be up here. So I'm gonna get this A and S. I had that there. So here we go. Fix as we go. Yes, there we go. What it is that. Now, I had a conversation with you yesterday morning on my way to work. I have seen some posts on Facebook that people were saying like we did not have the moral turpitude to speak up because Liberia welcomed in the past during 2003 the U.S. team to come to Liberia and help Liberia out after the Civil War. Uh, Taylor, who brought the war, and his cohort, and decided he would intimidate our people, force them to vote for him on a threat, which they did. And things were not working out. We have sanctions all over the place. Now, two things can be true in respect to what just happened. Okay. Why I don't believe Odoro or Maduro, his name, um, was supposed to be in that place. He'd been there for close to 20 years, that he needed to be gone. Okay. At the same time, I believe there were protocols that needed to be followed, that the world over, to be involved and be informed, to be a part of the process. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, I see somebody got my stuff posted and did this all this thing 4 weeks ago and it's still up. Oh, okay. All right. So I started to try and I said that was not a true statement. I made a note and I noted that there were protocols that were followed. The United Nations actually, and in collaboration with the ECOWAS, actually came to Liberia, and the leader of that was Jacques Klein, the UN Secretary General, and I elaborated on the process or the role in which the U.S. government played, and I said yes, two things can be true at the same time. Okay, the Maduro was not close to a scene. He had literally ruled with iron hand, plunged the nation of Venezuela into chaos and poverty. And and refused to leave. The last I checked, when students got in the street to protest, they sent a MOA, an armored car, a war tank, to run them over. The pictures are out there. Okay? Nobody could oppose him. And the country was not doing well. And poverty was on the increase. But I also see the people in Venezuela who are directly impacted, okay, protesting that they didn't like the way the president was taking. At the same time, we may be strong, but there's still protocols that must be followed. And that's how I see it. And I spoke on it. And I'm kind of glad that to some degree, the Liberian government rumble, but sort of kind of talk about it. So let's talk about it a little bit. Let me play this from the United Nations or whatever that is. Louis Brown. What I want Liberian people to understand is Louis Brown is a seasoned diplomat, a seasoned politician. Indeed, he is. Okay. So let's see, what is he saying? One thing though, I need everybody to understand, the word is Liberia. L-I-B. Libe. Liberty is the root word. Okay. I hear people say Liberia. We're not Liberia. We're Liberia. Okay. Liberia. Like, I love when the Nigerian, the Ghanaian children come to my class and you're trying to say, Miss Martin, just call me this. I'm like, no, I got to practice your name. I'm going to call your name because that's the name that was given to you. So let's look at this really now. Let's just listen. It's 6 minutes and I'm going to let that 6 minute play out. All right. Let's go ahead and play this.
Allow me to stand on the existing protocol. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I bring warm New Year greetings from His Excellency Joseph Newman Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, and extend Liberia's sincere appreciation to Slovenia, Algeria, Guyana, Sierra Leone, and the Republic of Korea for their service and stewardship of the Security Council during the 2024-2025 terms. Liberia congratulates Somalia on assuming the presidency of the Council and takes this moment to thank Kazakhstan for sustaining this important tradition. It is one that reminds us that membership of the Security Council carries not only procedural obligation, but also deep responsibility. Today, as our flag, the Lone Star, is installed in these halls, we mark more than a ceremonial change. It is a defining moment in Liberia's national journey and a reflection of President Boakai's enduring belief that peace is both a privilege and certainly a duty. 8 years ago, the United Nations flag was lowered in Liberia to signal the end of the peacekeeping mission and the return of full responsibility for peace and security to the government and people of Liberia. That moment challenged us to prove that peace could endure beyond the presence of peacekeepers. Through commitment to democracy, institutional reforms, and national reconciliation, Liberia has met the challenge. More than 22 years after the comprehensive peace agreement, Liberia stands peaceful, democratic, and stable. Our flag now flies here not as a symbol of recovery, but as a symbol of responsibility and a testament of our readiness to serve. After 65 years, Liberia returns to the Security Council through its first full elected mandate, supported by 181 member states. That vote, to us, reflects global confidence in Liberia's voice and in the values President Barkai has continued to articulate, the values of dialogue over division, cooperation over conflict, and responsibility over isolation. Let's be clear. Liberia is here because multilateralism worked, because the Security Council acted with resolve, because the African Union and ECOWAS stood firm, and because partners across the world believed that even nations emerging from conflict can contribute to global peace. President Boyka's vision could not be clearer. Peace anywhere strengthens peace everywhere. Insecurity anywhere threatens stability everywhere. Liberia's own experience affirms that sustainable peace is built through dialogue, inclusion, and respect for human dignity. Excellencies, with this mandate, Liberia comes to the Security Council guided by experience and anchored in the United Nations Charter. We come committed to diplomacy because we have lived the cost of its absence. We come determined to build bridges, encourage consensus, and contribute constructively to a safer world. The nameplate will read Liberia. The seat is Africa's. But Liberia's outlook, we promise you, will be global. It will be rooted in the conviction that peaceful coexistence is a shared responsibility. Finally, Liberia is ready to serve toward a just and peaceful world. I thank you for your kind attention.
All right, that was our thought process supposed to be speaking for us for the Liberia people in respect to what is happening in the United States, in the world over, Venezuela. Insecurity anywhere is insecurity everywhere. Dr. Martin Luther King paraphrase. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Just give it to Dr. Martin Luther King paraphrase. Okay, now, I wanted to let this stay that we have gone to war, United Nations King. We are built. That is not a true statement for me. Where it really does not sit well with me is we still do this. We call it diplomacy. When I was little, I learned diplomacy is a science of deceit. Politics is a science of lies. We take the world stage. One thing that the leaders of the world today must remember is we live in a technological village. Everything has ears and eyes. I am delighted that at least the African Union, the U.S. Security Council, the UN Security Council, 65 years later, we go by turn. There are 54 countries on the continent of Africa. With the emergence of the new one, we make it 60, 56, or 55, 56 per se. Okay. So, yes, it goes around and then your term comes. Okay. And you sit there. And really, we show up like Professor Lumumba said. We go, or like Urori Museveni said, we go every year, spend a lot of money, talk the same rhetoric, and come back home every year. Hey, Prince, welcome. Thank you. And that's what we do. Number one, again, Louis Brown's my big brother. Love him, in my own way. I don't agree with everything that he's done, where he's been. But you know what? As an informed person, I can I can like you and disagree with you, and that's fine. Um, I want the educated Liberians to be the roadmap. Majority of the Chinese that are in leadership that you say, they are very educated, understand the globe. If anybody ever listened to, and I will play in the coming days, the Malcolm X, before he was assassinated, he was talking about the Chinese ambassador that he had met when he went to Africa, how so informed he was. He said even people in this America did not even understand the depth of this man's knowledge of Black people, of Africa, of America. That's their job to know. It's just like if you went to study international business, it's your job to know how the world works. It's your job to understand global politics. It's your job to understand culture, different culture, especially those that you will be going to, at least at the top level. So today's face to face with Liberians, right? With Liberians. I'm talking to you as a Liberian. We took 250 plus lives. We lied. This weekend, the first, just the Friday that just passed, or Thursday, my father would have been 84, 85 on the first. No, my sister make a lot of posts. I don't. I try to celebrate those that are here with us. Like my nephew turned turned 13. He turned to a teenager. We have a lot of birthday. I focus on those birthday. And I talk about my father died from cancer about 2013. He would have been 84, 85. So on the first. And I was listening to this song, and then maybe I will play just a touch of it before I leave. That song is written and made by a young man who survived the genocide in Rwanda. He grew up without his father. And I stumbled over the song. And I literally, my heart just sunk. I was so emotional the whole day. I just wanted to lay down and sleep. All right. I will put the song under here. But it is in French. And he's thinking to himself and to the rest of the world, the absence of a father. His father was murdered during the war. And even as an adult, what he longed for, I'm saying this to say it's good that we mount the pulpit, the podium, and we speak these diplomatic terms. This has nothing to have to do with Louis Brown. He's doing his job. But I'm just saying that those of us who carry the burden, the pain, the sorrow of the war. Hey, Brother Emmanuel. And it's like when we hear these things, for me, it's heavy on my shoulders. It hurt my soul that we have passed that. We have not passed that. We see the residual impact of the war everywhere in Liberia. We see the destruction that took place and that continue to permeate in the society. We see the level of rape that is going on. Like today, the young man posted over 3,000 rape cases since Bwaka took over. 3,000. These are your mothers. These are your daughters. These are your future daughter-in-laws. These are your future mother-in-laws that we're talking about. Your sons are also involved with no investigation. The last I checked, a deputy minister raped a child and he's still walking the street, Brian McGill. Today I saw a Liberian LDA. I didn't see them beat the woman who brought in all the drugs through the airport in suitcases. They gave her a minute to leave and go for medical attention. She disappeared. I don't see the level of beating that they gave the woman to the people who came through the Sierra Leone border and brought in drugs that followed a whole house. And I see them beating a woman. What does the law say about when you arrest criminal? Does that change their rights under the Liberian Constitution? I believe not. They still have to be protected. They are still innocent of proven guilty. Well, I don't agree with them selling drugs and poisoning the people. I don't. Yes. We see the drug infestation in Liberia from the residual impact of the war. Because what we did, the rebel leaders, okay, brought in drugs, and drugs are our children. So they will be brave to fight. So they will be brave to kill. So they will be brave to rape. So they will be brave to take whoever stood in their way. So how can we say we are the example? No one had ever paid for what happened to us as children that now adults. Says Veronica, welcome. Yes. And I'm about to play that. This is power. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupt absolutely. Most of the people in the position of power in Liberia, no one to check them. No one to check them. They are the law in the gospel. Majority of them are former child soldiers or rebels. Majority of them have a family member in. And let me tell you something. This man that is beating this woman, I feel sorry for his wife. I feel sorry for his family, because a man who does not abuse at home will not be brave enough to come in the public and beat up somebody else's daughter, somebody else's wife, somebody else's sister, another Liberian like that. Even if she's a criminal. They won't do that. And I hope she sue him. I heard they're being disrobed, but that's not enough. They need to be prosecuted. Police supposed to have restraints. Police supposed to follow the laws. Arrest the woman. Read her rights. Process her. Take her to court or take her to jail until her hearing. How much drug does she have? How much drug does she have? Listen, I'm not here to tell you if she was selling drugs, she's right. No. I think those selling drugs need to be arrested. I think like those who brought him $100 million drugs should never have been let to go. The one that was just arrested the other day. And that's why I come to say Liberia need a different style and a different kind of leadership. Liberia need leaders who are visionary. Okay? Let me tell you something. People who are not moving. Uncle Pete, welcome. And I hope you're feeling better. Okay? We say this what do you call it? The mind that is static, that's not moving, it's a devil's playground. Okay? If you have nothing to do, if you have nothing to wake up for, let me tell you something. This weekend, our children came home the week before Christmas, or Christmas Eve per se, from colleges. Majority of them have already left. They did not have time to sit around and feel sorry for themselves. They did not have time to indulge into other things because you know what? Majority of them are planning their lives. They have something to look forward to. You know, when we went to Liberia in 2022, and Dr. Richardson and I had agreed, apparently a lot of women never used to go to the, I'm a trailblazer. They never used to go to CO, I think that's what you call the intellectual whatever center on something street in Monrovia. So, you know, my young people have called me, how Oma, the people to that place that they ruffle. My daughter, Rosa, they calling Rosa. Rosa telling Rosa, you man really gonna go over there? Dr. Richardson, I look at each other, we bust out, we start laughing. And we were laughing, and I said to her, I said, Rosa, trust you, Oma. I'm a teacher. I'm a middle school teacher. That's what we say in America. They say those who love children love teaching. They teach elementary school. Those who love their subject, they teach high school and colleges. Those who crazy, they teach middle school. Middle school is where children transition, where their mind, even the body does not regulate. You can get a sunny child in the morning with all the hawks. By noon, you get a child that is out of this world. And by evening, you don't even know what you have. Vice versa. So when we got there, the place was packed. All these women from America came, ANC, whatever. And some people, teachers came in. I would say, remember this teacher boy from some school over there that actually had him to sit down. And we go over, Dr. Richardson and I started with the intro. And I'm bringing this somewhere. And the moment I opened my mouth, somebody, CDC, UPM people were there, but me and the CDC, open their mouth, people say, oh, you don't talk to them. I said, no, this is democracy. Let him talk. If you agree with him, you can clap for him. Let him talk, and I will come back. My question to them was, when you leave from here tonight, when you go home, how many people here that can tell me 1 week from now how much money is going to be in your bank account? When your children have school fees, If something were to happen today, will you have the fundings to cover it? How many of you can tell me your plan 1 year from now? Don't tell me you're going to be getting married, because you're getting married, you're going to be begging people to pay for the marriage license. But I'm talking about personal dream. When your kids get home tonight, how many of you can open the fridge and say, the kids don't have to, I can't ask me, mommy, daddy, I'm hungry. And the place was quiet. We built that foundation from there on. In this United States, in the 30s, men will go burglarize to feed a family. People would get on drugs to ease their pain. In the case of Liberia, majority of our people, because if 70% of the population that fought the war were children, these children are young adults. The war stopped what? About 22 years ago? That's when the war stopped. Some of the children were 18, they were 21. They would be in their 40s, in their 50s. The war started when I was 19. I'm in my 50s, almost 60. So if I were on drugs or I fought the war and I had children, my children would be born with drugs in the system. It's automatic. So to say, we're existing. No one had ever paid the price. When I hear people say they're gonna get child stealer out of jail, child stealer is not in jail for you, Liberian. You can plead all you want. He's not going anywhere. Child stealer is in jail for crossing the boundaries and going into Sierra Leone and having people hand cut off. The Leopold, limb cut off. When the United Nations were coming, the army were coming to Liberia. All the amputees that were in Liberia were packed up in a truck and carried and buried alive. I don't hear you talk about it. Brother Joe, I hope all is well. I hope all is well. I'm looking to leave work early tomorrow, hopefully, but I meant to check on you today. I just got home and I'm praying for you. Okay? Yes. Now, I got 5 more minutes to be here and I will finish up. Okay? When you see a man, a human being that came from out of a woman, a man who is a lot more bigger, grab a woman, beating her, slapping her, punching her, and the other woman is also there. You know, people can say internalized racism. I would say internalized abuse. We have been abused so long. You know, the other day I asked a question. There was a little girl picture that flashed on my page. I've been looking for that little girl picture. The little girl, I think she was 10 or 11 years old, but I know she was less than 13. Was given away by her parents to an older man to be married, child marriage. I have not heard the gender ministry. Nobody would send me that picture, and I thought I took a screenshot of it, but I never did. You know how something come across your feed, and I've been pleading with Liberians. If you've seen that, that was about 2 weeks ago. That little 11, 12-year-old child, body will be messed up. Somebody will penetrate her. When the world over, the Chinese got the little girls learning engineering, math, medicine. They're changing the world around them. They're building skyscrapers that people have never seen. But you're giving your little daughter for people to pee on them. And then by the time they're about 45, they can't hold their own bow. Yes. Says Veronica, yes. We have come from an emerging democracy to dictatorship, whether you like it or not. We have no value, no self-respect. You have an advisor to the president, and she's family. For me, you know, I don't take, I don't take prisoner. When Maggie wanted, Mikey wanted to run, a sister came here and met her. I was supposed to be a campaign leader here in the diaspora. I told her no, I can't. I can't based on history. We don't. I have a different belief system. I'm not perfect. When I was young, I was foolish as hell. Listen, I came to the United States with no mom, no pa. I went to college here. I was like, you left a bit of goat outside of a gate and let myself free to go. So yes, I partied. It was 1999. I hang out. I went to clubs. I danced with my white girl star. I loved tech music when I was younger. I'm one of those girls that would climb on the stage, drop myself, and let somebody hold me. No, didn't take off my clothes. No, I didn't drink. I was always the designated driver, but I partied. Went to comedy shows. That was me. You know, the Bible said when I was young, I thought as a young person, but when I was older, you know, I'm no longer a child. This woman went to Senegal, brought her friend boyfriend, a husband, and said they were married. They were making ambassador. The drama took over all over the place. Few months down the line, speaker show up to announce she's the spouse, and the man is married. Not only is he married, he don't know how to shut up because he's arrogant. Power had got into his head. For where Liberia have come, Liberia need people who have some kind of some moral belief and turpitude to lead. Our children can say, we want to be like that. Leaders do not have private lives, especially when you are in public places and you are the government. The government directs society. So when you say that's the private life, that's not his private life. Your private life, the decision that makes in your private life, we get to bear the brunt of it because it reflects the public. When Liberia is, he needs to go. We are more busy trying to turn off the stove, the fire of the leaders in Liberia than push the country ahead for our people. I see LU. You know, today they're showing people from historically black colleges parading there. How the people come from historically black colleges instead of going to our colleges to visit, they are going from ministry to ministry with the big people. I'm in a middle school. Yeah, the US president can show up if he wants to, but the US president would never show up without approval of the system that is put in place. And without the layer, because number one, we don't want to distract our children. Number two, we have curriculum. Our curriculum is planned a year in advance. Right now, our schedule is being planned for for 2027 calendar year. Okay, everything we do, and by the time we go back to school, we go back to school 2 weeks before the kids come in. Our calendar, boom, is there. You know what you're going to be doing all year. You have a university in Liberia. I hope y'all can take the young people from the historically black school that came to the University of Liberia. Y'all will be a laughing stock. So we're face to face with Liberians. The country was supposed to be an oasis, a new beginning for black people who were enslaved, who came home to the motherland, that we will work together to build a nation for black people that we will never be able to go through the lives that they endure in the country, but we became just that. We are exactly what we were against. We are corrupt. Dr. Blighty said that in 1861, he was asking, why are we so corrupt? Why we pretend to be rich or in a hurry to be rich? Why have we become the monster that we ran against, that we came from? And we continue just that path. And then the country people came and said the Congo people bad, so we can do it better. Hey, sis Rebecca. Thank you so much. Okay. So the country people there now. Here I am. We are a luscious to put his life on the line for Buto County. When they say they were cheating her during the election, people say she printed her own ballot, she brought it, the meat seller. Said we need women in the Senate. When they first to file the lawsuit, Dr. Richardson and I put the money together to get her the first down payment for the lawyer. That woman never even called us to say, "Ma, your thank you." I don't even believe she knows my number, but that is okay. When they're talking about women issues, she sits and she laughs. Either she can't comprehend or she just don't care. She have made it. So as I say to Liberian people, there are more good people in Liberia than there are the bad people. The difference between the good people and the bad people is that the bad people in Liberia, the greedy people in Liberia, those who have kept Liberia hostage, okay, they are united in making sure that Liberia does not progress, that our children worship their children, that their children come back and take over from them year in, year out. But we, the so-called good people, refuse to stand up. Some will say, "Oh, I don't put my money in politics." You know what I mean? You don't care about the direction of your nation. That's not fun. It's ignorance. It is ignorant. And I say that over and over. And I will say it again. Okay? Who is calling me? Hey, Elio. I'm good. How are you? All is well. What's up? Can you send me a note? I'm live right now. Can you send me a note and then see, and then I'll let you know, please? All right, thank you. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so my time here is literally over. I will talk to you in the morning. We do this mini talk in the morning for 10 minutes where we just highlight and make recommendation. Okay, I know right now the very group are plotting. What his name? Gafwan wants to be president. But Gafwan was Minister of Finance when money was coming in. Gafwan was a student leader at LU. Look at LU. You know, the Mana people say, Togon la yeze, pluim yours, Togon la yeze, plui yours. Oh, I got my Mana got to be say, Togon la yeze, plui yours. When we are out, we speak big English. You leave, you wear your $1,000 suit, your Ralph Lauren portfolio, you wear your whatever you buy. They buy all of these things. Like when my father died and we were taking his body home, my little sister and I, because at that time there were no direct flight to Liberia, so we have to go through France. We ran into Robert Salif there, and we are going through the drawbridge, and this carpet in it. There's this red carpet in the drawbridge. And this is March, it's really cold in Europe. And this man came on with maybe a $2, $3, $5,000 suit on. He naked shoe. This is 2013, it's 2025. That's about 12 years ago. I was pissed off. And I said to him, look at you. I said, shame on you. You come from a country war-torn apart. You're back in the rest of the world, but you're wearing a suit that is worth thousands of dollars. And my little sister was so afraid because she had literally just come from Liberia here. And she said, sister, the people who own the control, they will do this to you. I said, nothing will happen to me. I'm expressing myself. Guess what? We all went start in the same place for the same amount of hours waiting for a plane to come so we can all go to Liberia. We got to Liberia, yes. He was treated differently. His car came around to pick him up. But guess what? Outside of Liberia, nobody respects them. Nobody. Gafwan had been minister. What a job he created. Where he's going to do differently. Nyomli Kanga. Watch women. We got over 3,300 rape cases. No word. Little girl raped, no word. You know, I was talking to my little brother the other day. When we're talking about Nyatwan. I told you people when Nyatwan were yelling up and down here, face to face with Liberians. And I told you he just want to up his game, up his value, get in our faces, those are noise, okay? To say, oh, he's doing something. And Nyatwan came on the scene. I watched Nyatwan face when they sign up on that same contract, on that budget. When they call him, I play it on here. And you could tell that he was so embarrassed. How would Nyatwan vote against Jeremiah Kum? Jeremiah Kum had contracts with ArcelorMittal. In fact, his truck was being ran and rented by ArcelorMittal. He gets paid. Jeremiah Kum is buying most of Ganta, Senequale, and half of Nima County. In fact, majority of them who are in the House, in the Senate, that's a new thing. They're taking everything for they and their children. Because our people can eat, not even afford to eat. So like land and properties that some of our family have had in their family for generations, for over 200, 300 years. They're snatching it. Because they are in a position. And 10 years from now, the children will show up. And those who actually own the land, and they know the people they're buying it from don't own those property. And that's what I talk about. They have no decency. They have no respect. So I hear them out. Face to face with other Liberians. Who are we looking at each other when we violate each other? When we are trusted in a position, we take advantage of the very people who entrust us with their life and livelihood. So it's time for a renaissance in Liberia. Majority of your lawmakers need to go. That's what we need to start working on. I am recruiting, okay? I don't need to be in a political party. I can support somebody who I believe is well suited to lead and change Liberia. But you know what? I need to have a group of people. You know, when we started the movement for justice here, that we build it up, that people like Josiah Joka, Lerma Nyanton, the George Lobo, the George Wallace, And all the other people, the majority of them are in government now. The journey up here, all of us, they join me in Washington. They join me in New York. They join me on this platform, Jesse Jala, you name them. And we built the momentum on this particular platform. This is the same platform. I mean, they took my page down. The page got almost 1 million people now, but the people took it over. They hacking it over. Okay, this is the same platform that we raised 20 some more $1,000 in 24 hours for him and Costa. We have the largest platform. That's why I don't care if 500 you here. I care that the people who are here walk away with something. That I'm consistent enough with the things that I say and do. Because popularity will take you up, but it's character that will keep you there. And popularity is a perishable goods. People come because they benefit at the time. People come because they like you at the time. People leave because maybe they don't like what you say at the time, or it does not benefit them. And it's totally okay. So Liberians, if we sit on the sideline, majority of will die in other people's country. We die from stress. We are what people struggling, and you people can be calling you to help them, and you think you're going to ignore their help. So I just came home. This man right here, I hope he's prosecuted. This man is brave to beat up somebody. In broad daylight, in this digital age. I mean, slapping. I can imagine who he's married to, who his girlfriend is, who his children are. This dude is an animal. Look at his face. And then look at the woman's face. So Liberian people, and I hold nothing wrong with that woman because the way he beat up that woman, okay? It's not unbelievable for me, Sis Veronica. These people that would take knife and open a pregnant woman got to know the sex of the child. Liberians don't surprise me. When I was, and I keep telling this, when I was a little girl, if you had told me we were this cruel, I would never have believed you. But nothing in Liberia that a Liberian does surprises me. Now, the president, you know, when I was here talking about Pape Boaka, people were like, I said, I'm a Pape, but I will speak my truth. I said that over and over. You got $10 million building going on, or 16 million in 4 years. And he tells us it is the Mana River Union. And it's without his consent. We signed a contract with the Mana River Union, other countries, without the legislature knowledge, which becomes illegal. It violates the Constitution. You cannot have treaty with anyone. So, the first I want to say, I'm not sure what Liberia said at the United Nations. I know I heard this Martin Luther King quote rebranded. Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. So instability anywhere is instability everywhere. And that's fine. The mere fact that they talk, whether they rumble, how you call it, but we are beggars. We're freeloaders. Now, tomorrow morning, I will talk to you on when we talk about welfare, because today they say our orange man posted about welfare. And Liberian people are running with this welfare issue. And it's sad the level of ignorance that permeate in the Liberian society. And so long people can grab a phone and write, they write. And they don't ask questions. Okay? I will talk to you all later. I have some work to go do, so I need to go work on it so I can close document a meeting that I have today, and it has to be in before midnight tonight. That's it. Let me go complete my work. That's how I live. I want to say good night to all of you. All of you who tune in tonight, I want to say thank you to you, Brother Joe, Sis Doris, Sis Rebecca, um, Sis Veronica, all of you. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Uncle Pete, Sis Rebecca, uh, Brother Alfred, Brother Emmanuel, Mr. President Prince. Prince, Thursday night is where you're supposed to join us. So let me know. Thank you for highlighting. Folks, I want to say good night. I'm going to go to finish some work that I need to be done. Okay. God bless all of us and good night. See you tomorrow morning before 8:30. God bless.